Aly Raisman is an Olympic and elite gymnast with quite a few medals under her belt. She is an Olympic champion both with team, and then she has won the silver in the all around in the past last year in Rio. Um, Along with that, she was the team captain both last year at the 2016 Rio Olympics and then at the 2012 London Olympics for the United States Gymnastics women's team. Although we are actually the same age, she is definitely someone that I look up to. She has a very, very good image. She's very strong and very powerful and driven, and she is someone that a lot of young girls do look up to because of that aspect of her. Um, she is definitely someone who can put her opinion out there and let someone know when they are in the wrong or if they ask for forgiveness. She is someone that has a huge heart and she's going to forgive them, even though it is something that hurt her near to her heart. Um, and so, kind of how she portrays herself in the media is very positive. She stands up for women. She puts only positive images on her social media accounts, and she's very positive and honest within her interviews. Um, when talking to USA Today, she criticized USA Gymnastics a little bit. And some background with that is there was a sex abuse scandal happening within USA Today or within USA Gymnastics, where a trainer had been sexually abusing young gymnasts for years now, and it finally came out in an investigation with USA Gymnastics, and she stood up for her fellow gymnasts and her fellow friends and athletes and said that she is very sad that USA Gymnastics and the Olympic Committee were not able to take measures to stop this and prevent this sooner, because no one deserves to have to go through this. And so I look up to her so much for that, because I, along with many others, believe the same thing. No young gymnast should feel threatened within their environment. They should feel safe and like they are able to do their best within their environment and on their competition stage. Um, and so the way she portrays herself is very positive, and also the way the media portrays her is fairly positive as well. However, there is some slight negativity towards her body shape and build. There have been comments on how her muscles make her look manly, but she does not take offense to that. She says, "I embrace that," and she uses it because she knows that her muscles make her strong and they make her a winner and they make her a champion, and that is something that she can be very proud of. Um, and so, one of the things that I personally thought was a little bit negative um, or not negative, but um, kind of just something that would not be asked to men, is in an interview with NBC Olympics right after last year's Olympics in 2016. She was asked about her skincare regimen and beauty products and any fashion trends that she follows. And I found this a little bit stereotypical for women to be asked. And so, along with the interview, it was more about her favorite things and hobbies rather than about her performance or how many hours a day she trains or anything regarding her actual sport and her success. And so I kind of flipped this and thought about it in the way that a man would be asked that. And it would seem kind of silly if a man was asked, "Oh, what brand of razor do you use?" or "What shampoo do you use?" Um, "What is your favorite drink when you go out to the bar?" or various just minor details about someone, which would be okay in, say, an in-depth interview with so and so. But when it's an interview following the Olympics, I feel that that interview should really encompass their performance rather than their hobbies. Um, and so I thought that that was a little bit interesting. However, a article from Huffington Post um, outlined her being a very successful gymnast despite her age. And so this is really kind of awesome because I personally am training for competition, just not very seriously, but it was interesting because she was saying that she embraces it. She has so much experience under her belt, and she's able to use that to really focus and use her experiences to her advantage. And so this article was outlining her being kind of a positive influence for those older gymnasts that feel like their time is over, and it's not. And so being a gymnast in two Olympics um, is very rare, along with the fact that she potentially, she hasn't committed to anything yet, but hopefully she is training for the 2020 Olympics. So I know I have my fingers crossed because I would love to see her there. And that would be huge for a lot of people to see her go to three Olympics back to back, especially for the United States, which is predominantly a younger group of girls that goes to the Olympics. And so I think that that article did a really good job of kind of giving some praise to her for being an older gymnast and using her experiences to her advantage. So I kind of going off of that, I really think that Aly Raisman does a great job of challenging the status quo within media. And so what I mean by this is she does not play into the ideals that she needs to be very feminine all the time. She doesn't feel the need to um, portray her assets to get her ahead. She doesn't need to show off her body um, or any of those things. She doesn't feel like she needs to act dumb or like a damsel in distress. She is just honest and she's herself whenever she is on social media, whenever she's in an interview, on TV. And I think that that is something that all athletes should look up to, especially female athletes. And so a lot of times we expect female athletes to be very prissy or just very girly. And I think she does a very good job of challenging that. And so I think a lot of athletes need to look to her in order to change kind of this whole status quo with gendered stereotypes within athletes in the media. And I think that really starts with the athletes themselves. So if an athlete feels like they need to change themselves in order to get more media coverage or more interviews or more outreach from different posts and things, then they are buying into the stereotype. They are themselves becoming the status quo. And so I think Aly does a great job of outlining a way to be yourself and to really challenge that and find a way to um, really be different. And instead of buying into the status quo, really letting your morals and values speak for themselves and letting those guide you in the way that you carry yourself or the things that you say in an interview or the way that you act when you are in public. And so I think a lot of athletes need to kind of look up to Aly Raisman, and they need to start following in her wake, as she is leading by a great example, in order to change the way female athletes are seen in the media. If more female athletes can act like her, or not even act like her, they just need to be themselves, but they need to continue to be themselves and follow their values and morals to lead them in the actions and the words that they speak and do. Thank you.